Today I'm going to show you how to make a sort of quilted, fully lined tote bag. Let's do it. I had these leftover fat quarters from a project, so I decided to make a tote bag with them. To make these outer tote pieces, I took a just plain piece of black fabric, a piece of batting, and then the fat quarter and layered it. And then I sewed it together with metallic thread just on certain aspects of the design, just to make it stick together. You're going to want to make 2 of these for your bag and then just square them up around the edge. For the handles, use the same fat quarter fabric, or different if you want, and cut 5 inches across and then the length of the fat quarter. You can add length onto these too if you want. Take 2 more fat quarters for your lining and lay the outside tote piece on top of the linings and cut them around to be all the same size. So in total, you have 2 linings, 2 mains, 2 handles. All right, let's get to sewing. I'm going to box the corners of these bags. So on the lining and the mains, cut out a 3 by 3 square. You can do whatever size you want. The bigger the square, the more squat your bag will be. For the handles, I like to line them with SF101, which is a Pellin product. You can get it at any craft store, and it helps give them a little stability. Fold the handle in half and iron it. Then fold those edges in toward the crease you just made, and then fold the whole thing together so all your raw edges are covered up. This is what it should look like. Go to your sewing machine and then zip it through. I used the metallic thread on this and it worked great in my machine, and I think it adds a little something, makes them a little sparkly. Time to tackle those side seams and bottom seam. I use a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this. Put your lining and your main pieces each pretty side together and sew them. Once you've done this, you're going to box those corners. To do this, you open up the boxed corner and then match the seams together and sew a 1/2 inch seam across the bottom. Do this on both the corners of your lining and both the corners of your main pieces. Can I just stop for a second and tell you how proud I am of you? Keep going. You've got this. Flip your main tote bag piece right side out. Stop for a second and admire your beautiful work, and then it's time to place the handles. I like to put them about 5 inches in from each edge, and I'll just hold them there with a wonder clip. Then go to your sewing machine and baste them on. That's just a temporary stitch that's going to hold them in place while we finish up working on the bag. Stuff your main piece into the lining piece, pretty sides touching, and then pin around that top edge. Go to your sewing machine and sew a 1/2 inch seam all the way around, but leave a 3 to 4 inch space open along the middle so you can turn the bag right side out. And that's exactly what you're going to do right now. Turn the bag completely right side out. And once you get it out there, it's going to look a little weird, but only for a second, because you're going to stuff the lining into the bag and make it actually look like a bag. It's a good idea to go to your ironing board now and just press that seam. Once you get it nice and crispy, go to your machine and top stitch all the way around. That's going to close up your hole and put a nice clean finish on the bag. Then look at you, kiss your brain. You made the cutest sort of quilted tote bag in the history of tote bags. Like and follow for more.